Hello everyone, welcome to this lesson on cell junctions. In this video, we will explore the types of cell junctions, their functions, and their importance in maintaining tissue health. You will also learn about the proteins involved and how defects in these junctions can lead to diseases. Stay with me till the end to gain a complete understanding of this fascinating topic and its real world relevance. Let's start by understanding what cell junctions are. These are specialized connections that either link one cell to another or attach cells to the extracellular matrix, the network that surrounds and supports cells. Cell junctions are crucial for proper functioning of tissues because they provide strength, maintain shape, and allow communication. They are classified into three types. First one is occluding junctions, which act as barriers between cells. Second one is communicating junctions, which allow cells to exchange information. Third one is anchoring junctions, which give structural support. We will now explore each type in detail. Now let's talk about tight junctions, also called Zonula occludens. These junctions are like a seal around cells. They form a barrier at the apical part of the cell, which is the top surface. Their structure is made up of specialized proteins like occludin, claudin, and jams. These proteins come together to form strands that completely encircles the cell, like a belt or a zipper. Tight junctions serve several important functions. They act as a barrier, preventing harmful substances from leaking between the cells, such as in the lining of your intestine. They regulate selective permeability, allowing only certain molecules, like nutrients, to pass. Tight junctions help maintain cell polarity, meaning the top and bottom part of the cell stay distinct in their function. A major role of tight junctions is seen in the blood brain barrier, which keeps harmful chemicals in the blood from entering the brains. Next, we have gap junctions, also called nexus, which are like direct communication lines between the cells. Imagine two neighboring houses connected by a pipeline through which they can share water or messages. That's how gap junctions work. Structurally, gap junctions are made up of proteins called connexins. These proteins come together to form a unit called a connexon. When connexons from two adjacent cells align, they form a channel that allows substances to pass directly from one cell to another. Gap junctions are crucial for several functions. They enable the exchange of small molecules like ions, nutrients, and signaling molecules. They allow rapid communications, especially in tissues where speed is essential, like the heart, where gap junctions help synchronize heartbeats. In smooth muscles, they ensure all cells work together for coordinated contraction. The third type of junctions are anchoring junctions, which provide physical strength and stability to tissues. Think of these as nails and screws that hold cells and tissues together. There are four types of anchoring junctions. Adherent junctions that connect cells to each other using proteins called cadherins. They are especially important in tissues that face mechanical stress, like heart tissue. Second type is focal adhesions. Connect cells to the extracellular matrix using integrins. These are specialized cells that is essential for maintaining tissue structure. Desmosomes also link cells to each other using cadherins. They provide strength to tissues like skin and the heart, ensuring they can handle stretching and pressure. Hemidesmosomes attach cells to the basal lamina, a layer of the extracellular matrix, using integrins. These are vital in tissues like the skin, anchoring cells to the underlying structure. Understanding cell junction is not just important for biology, it has major clinical implications. For example, defects in tight junctions can compromise the blood brain barrier, making the brain vulnerable to the toxins. Mutations in the connexins, the proteins in gap junctions, can result in conditions like hearing loss or skin diseases. Finally, issues with anchoring junctions can lead to serious diseases like colon cancers, where cells lose their adhesion, or autoimmune diseases like bullous pemphigoid, which causes severe skin blistering. Now let's take a closer look at what happens when cell junctions fail. These tiny structure or connections are vital for our health, and even small defects can lead to serious diseases. Tight junction defects: when tight junctions are compromised, the blood brain barrier weakens. This can allow harmful substances to enter the brain, contributing to neurological conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Similarly, disruption in the intestinal barrier can lead to inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD, where the gut becomes inflamed. Now comes to gap junction defects. Mutations in connexins, the proteins that form gap junctions, can cause hearing loss by impairing the communications between the cells in the ear. In the heart, damaged gap junctions can disrupt electrical signaling, leading to arrhythmias or irregular heartbeats. Now, anchoring junction defects. Weak desmosomes can lead to a condition called pemphigus, an autoimmune disorder where the skin becomes blistered because cells lose their adhesion. Similarly, problems with hemidesmosomes result in bullous pemphigoid, another blistering condition that affects the skin. General junction issues: when cell adhesion is abnormal, it can promote cancer metastasis. Tumor cells lose their adhesion, travel through the bloodstream, and invade other parts of the body. These examples show how defects in the cell junctions can have life altering consequences. It is incredible how something so small can play such a big role in health and diseases. Before we wrap up, here are 5 fascinating facts about cell junctions that you might not know. Tight junctions form the blood brain barrier, which is so selective that even some medicines cannot pass through it to reach the brain. Gap junctions play a crucial role in the heart by allowing ions to flow rapidly, helping generate synchronized heartbeats. Without them, our hearts could not beat in rhythm. Desmosomes are often called cellular velcro because they tightly hold cells together, especially in high stress tissues like the skin and the heart. Hemidesmosomes are what anchor our skin cells to the underlying layers. When these fail, it can lead to conditions like blistering diseases. The proteins in the cell junctions, such as connexin and cadherins, are incredibly specific. Even small mutations can cause rare genetic disorders, showing how vital these tiny structures are to life. From forming protective barriers to fascinating communication and providing strength, they are at the heart of the cellular interaction. I hope this discussion has made the concept of cell junctions clear and fascinating. Thanks for watching.